This is Jeffrey Towson at Peking University in Beijing. I am here with Professor Paul Gillis, who is the co-director of the International MBA program here. So, international versus domestic, are the international Big Four in trouble?
I don't see that they're going to be in trouble. One, they really have locked down their multinational client base. They're going to keep that. They're still in a good position with respect to the larger state-owned enterprises. Some of these state-owned enterprises are among the largest companies in the world. Right. And there aren't very many local accounting firms that have the capability of auditing a PetroChina or a Bank of China. Because they don't have the geographic scale, they don't have the scale generally in terms of expertise and the process to handle it. Right. So the profession's got to grow up in order to get there, and I think they're going to try to do that. And I see some big changes coming in the coming years that will enable that.
Do you think the domestic firms will expand internationally?
They've tried a couple different models. The government encouraged them to expand internationally and offered them assistance to do it. And we've seen some firms have tried to open offices internationally, buying local accounting firms in Australia and Singapore and opening offices in Hong Kong. Many of those hoped that at some point they would be able to compete against the Big Four. But they'd given the Big Four a 150-year head start. So it wasn't very likely they were going to catch up with that. More recently, what we have seen is the more successful of the local accounting firms in China have joined up with some of the second-tier networks of accounting firms. For example, China's number 2 firm, Ruihua, is affiliated with 2 international networks with Crowe Horwath and RSM, which are in the top 10 global accounting networks. And that gives them access to offices around the world. And it's a big plus for those networks to get access to it. The number 3 firm is affiliated, Lixing is affiliated with BDO. And BDO is a big global accounting firm, probably about number 5 or 6 globally. And that's going to give them some advantage in terms of doing that, because they get the access, they sort of view it as getting the best of both worlds. They get access to an international network to help Chinese clients when they expand abroad to be able to do work anywhere in the world. But also they're able to maintain their independence and not to be subsumed by an international organization. And they're probably now soon becoming the largest member firm of those organizations, right, which gives them more power.
How does all of this affect someone who's an accountant? Whether, maybe someone just starting out in accounting, maybe a partner at a firm, partner at a Chinese firm versus a partner at the Big Four. Mm-hmm. How is their world changing?
Well, I think there's little doubt that the career opportunities for accountants for the last 30 years have been outstanding. There's certainly the demand for accounting talent has far exceeded the supply. And that's driven up salaries and career opportunities for many people. I think that continues. I do think that the best years for the Big Four are probably behind them. They're not going to go out of business. There's still going to be great opportunities there. It's just not going to be as easy or as prosperous as it was in the last decade, when there was the big expansion of Chinese companies listing abroad, which was extremely profitable for the Big Four accounting firms. I do think what we're going to see is an increasing war for talent, and that particularly the local accounting firms, as they mature and grow in scale, are going to need more talented people to be able to handle that. So I think the career path for many accountants, including many foreign accountants who are working here, is more likely to be with a domestic accounting firm than it is to be with an international firm.
Thank you very much for listening. Please go online, ChinaAccountingBlog.com, and sign up for Professor Gillis's email list, which is what's happening in accounting in China right now. It's fantastic. But other than that, thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you, Dr. Towson.